All right. We are back with a fantastic episode, I might say. We have Mr. Corey Anderson on today with his lovely wife, Jenny. They're going to be joining us today. I thought we'd do something a little special because it's the holidays and it's Thanksgiving. And I would love to know, how other families do their thing. So we're pretty pumped to have them on today. They'll be logging on shortly. So, Gabby, are you ready for tomorrow?
So excited.
Yeah? You a big Thanksgiving person?
I just like pie.
You just like pie?
I like pie. So I'm in charge of the pies this year.
Okay.
That's where I'm going. Johnson's Farm.
Okay. That's a safe bet.
Pecan, pumpkin, apple crisp.
Pecan. See, I like the class. I like a pumpkin pie. That's good for me.
I didn't realize pumpkin pie pecan pie was like my pie until like 2 years ago. So I'm trying to really like get it in as much as I can. You know what I mean?
Pecan. I don't think I've ever had pecan pie.
Bro, you gotta.
I don't know. Are they ready to go? I think they might be. I think they might be on.
Unmute my speaker.
Can you hear us? I think they're trying to unmute. I can hear them. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
We're 50-50 on this.
Where is it?
Make sure you take my my window off of there. Nobody wants to see me on that shit.
Yeah,
Oh, I see video.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys loud and clear.
Okay. Here, let me scoot. Gotta get
It's
further.
the Andersons. What's
We're
up,
here.
man? What's going on? Thanks for coming on. I know first of all, you're seeing me on the very, shitty webcam that just kind of gives you guys the feed, but I promise it looks good once we're done with this thing. I couldn't have asked you guys to come on. I mean, I've been trying to get you guys on for a while, but I couldn't have asked you to be on a more hectic time of the year. Are you guys big on Thanksgiving?
Well, we're back home right now, actually. So we've been home the last couple weeks.
Okay.
So we're just chilling right now.
Relaxing.
Till
Letting the
time
body
to
heal.
eat.
That's good. Like, are you guys got big plans for tomorrow or no?
Eat as much as I can till I fall asleep and wake up and do it again.
See, but unfortunately, that to me sounds like a Monday through Friday, and that's what I'm working on. I'm working hard at
That's what we've
avoiding
been
that.
doing since we've been
Yeah,
here.
we've been doing that for 2 weeks, so
Really?
yeah.
Well, that's all right. So when are you guys like? What's the household like right now? Because you don't have a fight till January, right? That's the next fight.
Right now they're saying possibly February, but yeah, nothing planned till then.
Okay.
Well, the household is just kind of laid back right now. I'm always training. Got up and did my little run and shadow box this morning. She get her workout in. We take turns watching the kids, and most of the time I'm in the woods. I'm big.
You're a big hunter, right? Yeah.
I'm always in the woods. So today is the first day in since we've been back. I took off. Just was crappy weather, so I took it off and just hung out at home.
Bro, you
Still ended up out in the woods with my dad though. Just want to help him set a stand and hung out.
Oh, that's nice. You posted something I think a couple days ago that said you were up at 20 feet. That was your happy place.
Yeah, that's my happy place. 20 feet in the sky, baby. That much closer to God. I love it.
See, I love that about you because I built a tree house for my kids this during I guess summer, and it was only like 9 feet high. And I swear to God, once I was up there, I was like, I forgot I'm not good with heights. I started seeing things like zooming in and out. I'm like, this is not good. I like sat down. The kids are like, Dad, what's wrong? Do you need help? I'm like, just give me a second. We're good. I got this.
Back.
That's not for everybody, brother.
You say that. We back at my home, like we're out the house I grew up in right now, staying with my parents, and there's a tree out in the yard next door, and I can still see some of the stuff I hung in the tree when I built the tree house there when I was a kid.
For real?
And I drove past it today with my son. I was looking at it like, dang, I thought that was like 50 feet up when I was a kid, but it's really only like 7, 8. I could probably stand out and hit the little rim cap I got hung up there.
So you're making me feel better because I feel like for the next couple of years, the kids will still feel like it's 50 feet high.
Yeah, when kids, you're a grown man, though, you shouldn't be feeling that way.
Listen, man, you don't have to make me feel. Yeah, I'm working on it. My mother-in-law recently saw me, and so now we like decorate the tree house for every holiday, just for like a fun thing to do with them. And I just did it for Christmas. And my mother-in-law saw me, and she was like, "So are you feeling better about the tree house with the height?" And I'm like, "Shh, I should have never said this. Now everybody's paying attention to my height problems." Not cool.
I'm gonna give you a hyperventilation bag to breathe in when you get up there next time.
I told my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna go out there every morning with coffee and like use it as like a meditation and like just get used to the height.
Face your fears. I tried to get her to go skydiving with me. I said, once you face those fears, you can do anything in life. You're not scared of anything.
Never.
So that's the only thing. Like we're scared. I'm scared of is skydiving. I think.
But have you done it?
No, I'm trying to get her to do it with me. Do it as a couple.
He's like, let's both go out together.
Yeah, you know, if we die, we die together, and we conquer the fear.
You got kids, bro. You got kids. You can't do that. I have this weird thought that like I would be okay with skydiving, which makes no sense. But I'm like, you know, at that extreme, maybe I'd be all right.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense.
I wouldn't be okay.
They say once you jump, though, it ain't that bad.
Well, no shit. You have no choice.
You ain't got no choice now.
No.
You sink or swim.
If that was possible.
Well, I'll pull your suit. Your shoe.
I'll pull your suit trying to get you. So you're in Illinois? Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Okay. And where in Jersey are you? Are you guys in North Jersey?
Central. We are in Jackson, right by Great Adventure.
Oh, all right. Well, that's not bad. So there is a possibility we can get you guys in the studio at some point. We're not that. Yeah. We're like 20 minutes away from Jackson.
Probably after hunting season, you know.
Well, I respect that.
I'll be honest with you.
If you ever need somebody to come and be at the 20-foot high, no, I'm joking. Don't invite.
Yeah, y'all can come sit in the tree stand, do a podcast from the tree stand. That'd be a new one.
I'll send a GoPro up with you.
I already got cameras. I film all my.
I was going to say you're doing a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Doing pretty good, man. Right now my content has been lacking a little bit with fight camp, and now we're traveling. I missed probably like the first month and a half or 3 months of season. I got 2 deer down, but usually by now I have like 6 or 7, a lot more content pumping out. So I'm rotating through older film that I never produced last season. And I got my guy Nick Vespi, cameraman out of Jersey also. He's putting some stuff together. So it's doing good. The following is growing great. Like my subscribers are going up. My Instagram, I started like a couple months ago, like a month before my fight, is growing. I'm doing giveaways and getting traction there. So people are hearing about it, you know, different hunters in the industry. I heard they're seeing different stuff, and the word is getting out there. I'm just constantly just chipping away, you know, focusing on the plan for after fighting. You're sounding like a true YouTuber. There's like certain key points you just said there that I totally. We're trying ourselves to grow. We're doing our first giveaway soon. Like dude, I hate doing it, but like I love doing this. So we do our best to try to get this thing to have enough traction where we can keep the wheels moving on it. But it's not easy. It's not easy. Like you said, I don't like doing it, but if you want, I love hunting. I love filming it. Now, if I want to keep it going and make something out of it, I have to do the extra stuff to make it all possible. And that's the giveaways. That's like kind of like the content. Got to leave questions and have people respond and respond back and answering questions and going through the messages. All of it just so much. And now I'm doing 2 pages. So my fight page and the hunting page. I kind of just like tone back from the fight page until fight week or I get a fight up and just focus on nothing but the hunting right now. It's so much work. It's so much. Do you get help? Jenny, you help too with that or no? No, not at all. And she should. She could. Her family's like one of the most legendary families in the hunting industry. Is this true? She has nothing to do with it. Something. Help me.
You got it.
Wait, tell me about your family and the hunting situation. They're
big hunters. They have a well-known
I'll tell you, company. She had a tendency to like play it down like they're just nobody.
Does her family own Cabela's or something?
No, the Quistos, Lone Wolf tree stands, like the best tree stands out there. They've been around since the 80s. She had told this to me. She mentioned it to me when we first started dating, but I didn't think none of it because the way she said, "Oh, they got some tree stand." Then after I get big and hunting, I start my YouTube, spend thousands of dollars on tree stands. Somebody come up to me like, "Yo, why you don't use your family stand? Like, what are you talking about?" Then again, I'm in Wisconsin on a hunting trip, and I see this guy on TV. I'm like, "Why is my father-in-law on your TV?" I said, "That ain't your father-in-law, it's his brother." I sent her a picture like, "Who is this?" She's like, "Oh, my Uncle Andre. That's the guy that owns the tree stand." Like, hold on. First of all, you didn't tell me he's on TV. I asked my friend, like, "Oh, he's like, no, he's like a whitetail legend. He's one of the greatest hunters out there. The best tree stand ever made. He made it."
You gotta be a hunter to know this. I don't hunt, so I didn't know they were such a big deal in the hunting community.
You go in the hunting community and you say to the Quisto, everybody gonna say Andre or Cody. They known for putting down some of the biggest deer year after year, every week. Wherever they go, they walk into the woods and they know how to find big deer. And they made one of the best stands And now they got multiple different stands that I use.
And you're watching Corey being like more and more into the sport, and you don't mention anything?
Nothing.
Like I said, you only know that they're a big deal if you're in the community, and I'm not, I grew up around hunting, but I don't hunt myself. So I didn't know they were such a big deal until he catfished me and I married him and he became a big hunter afterward.
So how did you catfish her? What's that story?
Well, she said I didn't tell her that I was such a big hunter.
Oh, that was the catfish?
Dad, I didn't think I was, but I married my dad.
One of our first was it New Year's. We went out on New Year's Eve and I shot a deer New Year's Eve and we went out for the party or whatever. We went and stayed in a hotel. And I woke her up at like 3:30 in the morning, like, yo, we got to get back. I said, what do you mean? I gotta go track this deer before we go to church. She was like, we just went to bed like an hour and a half ago.
I should have.
That was a sign. No, that was like our first year together.
I ran the other way.
No, I feel like it was meant to be.
Downhill.
That's hilarious. So you like the fact that he leaves the house once in a while and gets his hunting in and just or do you miss him at home?
I love that it's a positive hobby, but like with anything he does, he goes full force. So he hunts almost every day.
A lot.
I miss him at home, but I think it's a good hobby for him. It's better than other hobbies.
Yeah.
Drinking and going to bars. So
that's the thing I tell her every time she says something. Like, look, I could be at the bar, I could be smoking crack, I could be out cheating, I could be doing all kinds of stuff.
Why do you go to crack? Why do you go to crack so quick?
It's a bad deal. Okay, crack is whack. It's a real bad deal. I just throw the worst out there and let her know. At least I'm doing something positive. I'm bringing meat home, and we're getting paid for it. So I'm working. Just let me go to work.
So the giveaway that you're going to be doing, did you get her to at least agree with you on the giveaway being the tree stands that come in the family line?
I already did tree stand. I did tree stand last.
Okay,
she actually helped me agree on what was a good amount of subscribers to give that away because it's such an expensive deal. She's like, I wouldn't give it away for 500 subscribers or 500 followers. Then we got to a point. She's like, okay, and I didn't give the top of the line tree stand. I gave the lower level. She's like, okay, you can get that away. So.
And how many subscribers was that? I'm taking notes. I need to learn this stuff too.
I think it was like 3,000 subs.
Okay, no, we got a long way to go. We're working on it. So listen. So right now, fighting. How big is it in your house? I know you have Jenny. You have the podcast as well. How's that going? What's going on with that?
It's good. I took a long break since his fight. I get caught up in everything that's going on with him sometimes, and it's hard getting guests on. I tell people it's more of a collection of interviews than a podcast. I try to put out 2 a month, but it doesn't always work out that way. It's like an archive.
Listen, I really, you know what I really like? The graphics. Do you create those? The graphics that have like I don't even know how to describe. It's like a brush script kind of thing. They're kind of gritty.
Yeah.
That's cool. That looks nice.
Thank you.
There's a lot of podcasts out there, and there's a lot of like content people, and not all of them have the best taste in graphic design, and that's one that like pops and looks nice. So I appreciate it.
Now you gotta tell her what else you need to do to get the thing to kick off.
I don't know. We're working on this together here.
It's encouraging because it's a slow process. Obviously, I love doing it, and I think it's important to tell people stories.
Yeah.
I don't like focusing on just like the typical fighting stuff. I like focusing on the things that make people human and have, a common thread with other people. But, it's hard to get people to take interest in it. You're going through that, I'm sure, trying to get things going.
I've had the same angle for years because I've created other types of content where like, so here obviously in Philly and South Jersey and stuff like that, there's plenty of talented people out there. And it's there's so many good stories to tell. So I've tried different ways. I've shopped around docuseries and stuff.
Things that you sent me.
Oh, right. I did send it to you.
Exactly what I loved.
So that one just died, unfortunately, and I had high hopes for it. But that was out in LA for like a year and a half, and there was hopes. And it's it's a weird, like, I think this world is huge, but then sometimes you realize how niche it is when you talk to other people that just know nothing about the sport. So it's an uphill battle. What I committed to with this podcast was that there's an episode every week, no matter what. You know, trust me, I will kill myself to the last minute to get somebody on, but I don't care. Like we have all the young amateurs here who are training with the high level UFC guys or who are, you know, whatever it might be, but they all come through. They all have a great story. They're all fighting for the same thing in reality. You know, they're all trying to better themselves, and it's the biggest passion they could have. So it's equally as important. It doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter who they are and what level they're at this point. Actually, more interesting sometimes to get the younger guys in here or girls who have this huge passion, and you hope that they accomplish that stuff and then bring them back on, and that would be a cool story, you know, to tell. But I don't know. Your husband next to you could help you, I'm sure, get good interviews.
She don't want it. I tell her all the time, but she don't want me to get in. 'Cause I got enough of my own. She don't want me to steal her free time, her thing. So I try to help her. I get some people to do interviews for her, but I told her, like, we can do a co-host thing and, like, help get the thing.
No, I don't let him do that.
No.
He's going to start talking about hunting.
No, I want to just talk fighting for her.
The thing is, why I can't bring him in as a co-host is that it's...
Because I'm a star.
It's literally someone telling their story. So I don't even talk that much. So there's nothing that you could input. It's about their story.
Get the good info out. Jab. Let me get the good stuff.
So I've thought about ways to incorporate him, but
maybe you can do like a you know, they tell their story and you do it in a very documentary-ish way, right? You let them tell their story their way, and then you do like a 5-minute portion where it's like now like behind the scenes conversation, and then that's where he swoops in and just starts interrogating them, pushing them. That work?
Yeah.
You beat me?
What's that? Yeah, exactly. That's
we got a garage gym. Let's go find out. There we go.
So yeah, I'm not giving up on it, but like I'm sure you've discovered that doing this it's an art. You're an artist, so there's a reason why they say starving artist. It's hard.
This is true.
To get people to take interest in things that you like or your perspective, but hopefully you can reach someone eventually. Right. And
my thought is, listen, unless you continue to go, you're never going to find out. So just keep on going, keep on putting it out there. I talked to somebody recently who was giving me a few tips, and he's like, well, no matter who you are, podcasts or YouTube content for that matter, 3 years is about the sweet spot. 3 years is when like traction really, really, really hits. So, you know, obviously you might come into it with higher benefits because you have already kind of like a following, or you might not. Like we started from zero about a year ago. So, you know, it's a little frustrating here. We have 2 more years, but it is what it is.
You know, like you just said, though, that's the thing. Like with me, with mine, I remember the day I started my channel, I literally had a camera. I went out, I filmed a hunt. It wasn't even a successful hunt. I made a little out of one of the iMovies apps, something free, made a little quick clip. Like, I'm going to start a little channel and put it on YouTube. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, it was horrible. Like, I was just, I'm going to sink or swim. I'm going to take the leap and see what happens. And I just kept doing it. Just kept taking my camera. And it went from like one little cheap Amazon camera. So now I got like thousands of dollars in cameras, wireless mics, different things. But I just keep on trying it. And eventually, like, some of them got 20,000 views. Some of them got like 20 views. But I'm just going to keep trying. Like you said, you just got to put it out there. If I don't put it out there, it ain't going to ever get out.
Bro, and
she want everything to be perfect. She wanted to make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Make sure they look good, sound right. She's editing the sound clips, making sure they match. Like, you're doing too much.
There's something to that, though. There's people who do that, and I listen, and it works out great too. Like, it's, I don't know. I never know. I try different things. Like, so my background's in TV. That's, you know, I put myself in front of the camera actually to be able to make the show that I wanted to kind of see, you know, and talk to the people I wanted to talk to. And it's, you know, it's working because, like, visually it's working because I know what I'm doing visually. But, like, learning still the content, learning still how to push it on YouTube, learning the social media aspect, it's definitely like you try new things all the time. And then you see, like I started posting more reels now, and the last one got 10,000 something views, and it's like, well, that's a hell of a lot better than this perfectly crafted image I did before that, you know, got 200 likes, and that was about it. So, you know, it's just
reels. I don't know what it is with the reels, but they actually get more traction. I don't know how.
They get all the traction.
Algorithm and explore a lot more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it allows more people to see it, like you're saying. But they can also be a little bit rougher too. I feel like, you know what I mean. You can put it together quicker than what you maybe put as a post or like content. You could
don't have to be so thought out.
Right.
Yeah,
so
like a story on your wall.
Right. Well,
that you were talking about that I make the graphics for.
Yeah.
no one sees those
But
because
you
the
made it a reel.
algorithm with the writing, I think it just doesn't end up in people's feed
But
at
just
all.
put it on there as a reel. Make it a reel with that same
Yeah.
kind. I guarantee you.
Try
it'll
it.
be
Yeah,
something.
I agree.
There we go.
I agree.
Problem
Look at that. We're learning together.
Yeah.
So listen, Corey, I obviously have been following you since the UFC. I love your story because it was almost like seeing somebody become happy in their career to the audience, if that makes any sense. Like I saw you kind of thrive in the last, how long have you been in Bellator already?
3 fights.
3 fights?
A year now.
But like your energy, your just kind of, dude, everything about you. Like I feel like even physically, you look, every single fight you look better and better, and you're kind of just going into who you are. Does that make sense? Is that fair to say? Or?
This is exactly what happened. I mean, like you said, I finally was happy. Like my brother, I talk to my brother all the time. He says, like, when I watch you fight now, you can actually see you enjoy it. It's not like a job. Before it was like, when I went out to fight, I always loved fighting. I loved the one-on-one competition because I'm a wrestler. When I went out there, it was like before the fight, I just didn't really feel it. It was like, all right, I got to go out. I know I'm prepared and I can beat these guys. It was just like, it wasn't as exciting as it is now. Now it's like, I just get to be myself and go out there and have fun. As then it was, I got to make sure I say the right thing when I get on the mic. I got to make sure I perform the right way so they like me. I got to make sure I do this. Instead of going out there and being Corey Anderson, I was being the UFC's Corey Anderson, and what they wanted me to do, what they wanted me to say to get a title fight. As for now, granted, I'm in the Grand Prix, but before that Grand Prix was announced, I felt like coming over here, I can just go back to just being Corey. Just go out there, I'm having fun again. I'm in the gym, I'm laughing, I'm having a blast. I'm more laid back, I'm not so serious. It's like, and I just figured out how to separate the two, or the three, my family and my hunting and fighting. As before, it was, I did the hunting, I did the family stuff, but that ain't the stuff they wanted to see. They didn't want to hear me post and talk about that. They wanted me to just post about fighting. Got to make people excited about fighting. Buy tickets to see Corey fight. And my mind was always on fighting. Like you said, kind of like with the reels. We can post reels now, more like nonchalant. As for I was in an aspect or in a spot where I was thinking about my posts, taking me probably 20, 30 minutes before I could make a post on Instagram. Because I was thinking, like, is my caption going to relate to fighting? Like, is it going to represent me as a fighter? Is it going to let the UFC going to like it? Are they going to repost this because it's lead up to fight week? Are they going to take a quote I say? Like, am I doing anything that's going to get the UFC's attention or make them want to use me more? As for now, it's like, I'm just posting and doing what I want to do, and it actually works out even better because people say, like, bro, we never realized how good of a fighter you were and the personality you had until you came to Bellator, because now you just like, you showing your true colors of who you are. Like when I do interviews and media, like they be dying, they be having a blast. Like, we never knew you was this funny, Corey. And that's just because in UFC, it was always, it's kind of like I always had that pressure, that burden on my back and the pressure to fulfill what they wanted from me. And as for now, I come on camera and just be me. There's no script. I don't have to rehearse nothing. I don't have to think about, if I say this, am I going to get in trouble? Because there was times I would do an interview and I get a call from my manager like, yo, I just heard such and such. They wasn't happy with what you said. It's like, yo, I just said the truth. Like, like you can't say stuff like that, man. As for now, I don't get none of that. I just be me.
That's an unfortunate. It really is an unfortunate. I mean, I know it's a business. I get that. We were talking about it. Like, you need to attract an audience, but it's a shame that you have to like beg for attention from your own employer to be. You know what I mean? That's like working in a corporation and having to like get their boss's attention at all. I mean, I guess that's pretty common too. But anyway, you're trying to.
You want the top though. It ain't like you're just a new guy. You've been here for 15 fights, 7 years. You didn't beat everybody, but John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson. It's like, you would think my credentials would earn that attention, earn that respect. But
and then you get a new guy who has like all the flash and kind of the following, and they'll just leap over you because of that reason. Which
100%.
is
Exactly what they told me to my face.
It's pretty sad too, because we get some of the younger guys who are still starting out and they're either fighting regional or whatever it might be, and they'll say like, I've heard that people are interested in me. I won't name the promotion. Was it one? But they said, they were like, you don't have enough of a following. If you had more followers, then we'd be talking. I don't know to what level true that is, but it's not a great place for a young fighter to be. They should be focusing on being themselves, fighting, performing, being an athlete.
But it's part of it. you know, it's part of the thing about fighting is it's show business and sports combined. You know, it's not just athletics, and you do have to sell yourself to a point, but I do think it's in the promotion's best interest to be promoting more fighters and not picking and choosing, because they could dictate who has more of a following if they wanted to.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
It's a double-edged sword, man. It's like I said, with the young fighters that come in without the following, they have to do it now, you know. But when I got into it, I was introduced to the sport by Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes wrestled at my college. He used to come back and work with us. And one of the things he told us after one workout, he said, fighting and wrestling go hand in hand. You come in, the number one guy, you beat that guy, you're the number one guy. You don't have to sell yourself. You just got to go out there and win. It's like a wrestle-off. If you wrestle your teammate and you beat him, you get to start the spot. But when he did it, there was no social media. There wasn't all the attention. Right. And so when I got into it, that was the thing that was in my mind. I'm a country boy just like Matt Hughes, small town boy. Just work hard. That's it. You know what I mean? That's all I do. Work hard and win, and you move forward. But I get there, and I come in the social media area. I get in right as social media starting to take off. I remember when I went to the Ultimate Fighter, a guy wanted to sponsor me. He said, look, I'll sponsor you. He said, but you got to start Instagram. You got to post 2-3 times a week. And every time you do this and every time you fight, we'll make sure we pay you this and we do that. I knew nothing about Instagram. I knew nothing about social media. And as I learned to get into it, I was using it because he told me to. But then you realize, like now I realize what he was telling me was like, if you want to succeed, you need to learn Instagram. He wasn't telling me just to post, but I never picked that up until now. Here I am 9 years in my career. And I tell the younger kids and other kids, like even older fighters, I got a buddy, Rex Harris, he's 38, still trying to make a way to keep going. And I tell them, you got to work on your likeness, bro. Like you don't use your social media at all. Like he's built like a chiseled guy, look like he's carved from a rock. Everybody's seeing like, oh my God, that dude is mega. What's his social media? First thing they say. Yeah. It's just like sponsors. Like I go to apply for a sponsor and they give me a questionnaire. How many followers? How many times do you post? How many likes do you get? What is your personal your personal life images look like outside of fighting? And that's just like a big criteria, especially on these young kids. Like they got to worry about developing a true jab cross. Learn how to throw a kick. Learn how to wrestle. Learn how to do jiu-jitsu. But instead, that's hard enough alone. But now you got to do all that and figure out how to master social media.
Right. Yeah, that is a lot. And you're right. You know, it's as important for a young fighter as it is an older fighter. Because at the end of the day, you're fading away as far as the audience knows because you don't have the presence. So it doesn't. You're out there fighting 3 times a year, okay. But if you're not constantly in people's feeds, people forget about you. So it's a huge part. It's a shame. But it's also, by the way, the reason why a lot of people are making good money. It's also why they're getting sponsors. It's also why their families are getting better lives. So we just got to shut up and do it, huh?
Yeah, I remember Terrence McKinney the kid that came that just said overdose.
Yep.
He came in.
Yep.
I like one of his posts and he hit me up. It's right after his fight when he knocked the kid out. He's like, bro, I'm a huge fan, blah, blah, blah. He said, I can't wait to be like you. I said, don't be like me, be better than me. Learn how to use your social media, something I didn't do. So you just knock somebody out right now, use that momentum.
Yep.
You need to be posting every day. Like right now is the time. You struck fire. Now keep that fire hot because the moment you stop, they're going to forget about you. Yep. He's been posting every day. And I see his likes is like every time it go from 1,000 to 2,000. Now you can like 10,000 likes because he never stopped posting.
Yeah.
And if he got that image and you can do that, do that. But I try it, but I fade away. Like I haven't been posted on my personal page in probably, I think it's been like a week now. I just don't think about it. It's just.
I found that it's a lot easier to like, let's say on Mondays, you kind of come up with 3 things you want to post and just kind of draft them real quick just to have the hard part is thinking about it. You're thinking what you want to do, at what time do you want to, all that nonsense. So at least having the image and at least having a little bit of what you want to say on Monday, it just makes it that much easier for the rest of the week. I don't know. That's worked for me at least. So listen, Grand Prix, February, now we're talking. Are you guys like that's a huge deal. You're going to be the champ. That's $1 million prize. Is that what it is? Is that exciting?
I actually was talking to my neighbor about a couple hours ago, but he said the same thing. Like, how's it feel? It's all coming down to the end. But to be honest, Mark, it ain't even about the money. For me, the biggest thing is that I finally did it. I remember hugging my mom when we walked out, and she's like, go get your title, baby. And it really struck right there. I'm like, I've been in this for 9 years. I've always fought to be the best. 3 fights I was in the UFC, and the goal has always been, you go back and watch UFC 181. I said I beat Justin Jones, but the goal is to beat John Jones and be the champ. I want to be the best. And now just to think, here we are. That was 2014. Here we are, 2021, going 2022, and it finally came around to, yes, we made the money, we done made the name and all that stuff, but now we finally get the belt. The money's going to be great. You know, the money is always good. It helps us live the life we want to live, take care of our kids. We jump in the truck and go home for 2 weeks and do whatever. People can't do that, but we got the money to bag it. But at the end, with the gold belt around my waist, and just to say, like, I did it, you know, because if you know, like, I'm back home. Last night we did a meet and greet, and all my friends from high school that I grew up with when I was a fat kid, the lazy kid, came out. And we were talking about it at the end, like, bro, you are truly an inspiration just to see you do this. If you knew Corey Anderson's story and to see where I am now, the gold belt is going to put the cake on top of it. Like I said, I could walk away after that. If I want, I could walk away and be completely happy because the life I lived and all the things I done been through, the injuries, the heartache, the been told you never will when I was 300 pounds and just a lazy piece of crap. It was from all my father telling me I was lazy, my mom not believing I could do anything because I was just that type of kid to turn around to be who I am now, 32 years old, got a wife, 2 beautiful kids, and I'm just like this guy that says one of the best 205ers out there right now. That right there, when you think about it all, it's crazy. Like I tell people, you think it's cliche, it's like you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. But it's true. You put your mind to it, you can achieve it. And that is what the goal would be to me. The $1 million would be great, but the goal is the thing. I put my mind to it and I achieved it. And I can go back and tell everybody it's true.
It's a beautiful thing, man. I love that. I feel like I should end it here, but I'm not going to. But I feel like I should because that was perfect. Were you, be honest, were you a little nervous seeing all your old classmates at the meet and greet? Not at all?
I mean, we had this talk last week in Milwaukee with her family at dinner. I keep a small circle of friends, you know, the same people I rode with in high school, the same people I have now.
Okay.
I said it a long time ago. I don't want no new friends. I come home, my boys I grew up with, I take them out. We go drink, we go eat. I cover everything because y'all been with me from the get-go. I got it, you don't. So if I got it, you got it. But this time, it was some people that I hadn't seen since graduation that moved away. And while I've been gone the last year, they moved back. And it was faces I haven't seen since 2007. And just to sit there and talk to them, and they're like, man, we've been following you. I have my family watching you. We have fans out in North Carolina, people in Florida. I got 2 daughters now, and they love watching you. It's like, man, I ain't seen y'all since 07, but you stayed true. And y'all watched me. Like, they knew all my fights. They knew where I've been at. And that right there, that resonated. Now that, I didn't feel like I was nervous, but that all brought a tear to my eye because I said it's like all the money and all the stuff I done did and made. This right here is the realest thing to me because since 2007, these were the same people I graduated and walked the stage with, and to come back and y'all were the first ones to walk in the door and see me and the last ones to stay until I left the building. That showed me right there that this is all love, and I love y'all for that. And that's, like I said, I keep in touch with my people. I'm never nervous because they've seen the transition for me go from fat to this, and I see them every time I come home. Anytime I go to a town with one of my people, I message them and let them know I'm here. Let's get together. But yesterday just resonated a little different. Like I said, it was people I hadn't seen since 07. That's 14 years ago. They just popped up. They walked in the door and it like blew my mind.
That's cool. Were they like, how come you don't friend me on Facebook?
I'm friends with everybody. I'm an open book, man. I don't act like one of them picky celebrities.
I love it, dude. I love it. Listen, man, honestly, I wish you both, the best of luck. I want to see that belt around you. I want you to accomplish that. That's huge. That's huge for you. A happy human being in a house is all you need, right? If you're happy at work, doing what you do, and you're happy at home, everybody benefits, and you can enjoy your life. So I definitely wish that for you. Do we have enough time to play a little game? I know I asked if you had paper, pen.
We got nothing to do. We just got kids crying upstairs, but they all right. Do your thing.
I need paper and pens. Do you guys have anything with you?
Got it.
Yep.
Man, you guys are prepared. You guys are fucking pros. I love it. All right, so we're just gonna. I have a couple questions, mostly all personal and inappropriate. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, I like inappropriate ones.
Damn. All right, let me redo my list. I actually tried to go kid friendly because I wasn't sure if they were gonna have kids running around in the background.
No, they'll fit the grandparents.
All right. Let me know when you guys are ready. So the idea here is you're both going to write the answer that comes to mind first. Don't look at each other's, and then hold them up to the screen so we can see them. Easy enough?
Yep.
All right. First question. What's the first thing you're going to buy yourself after Corey wins the Grand Prix? It can be very small. It can be very something you've always wanted, maybe nothing.
I'm saying for me, what I'm going to do or what she going to buy?
No, each of you write what you're going to get.
Okay.
For yourselves or for each other, whatever that might be. That perhaps you haven't told each other yet. And it better not be a tree stand. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready?
All right, here we go. 3, 2. Let's see what you got. A hunting. Is that
land and a house?
Hunting land and a house. All right. I was thinking sports coat. I was thinking.
We've been looking for.
We've been looking for a house. So the hunting land is what I'm gonna get.
So is a hunting land like an area that has the animals there for you to go hunt? Is that what you? Because I know nothing about hunting.
Property, just like thousands
just big land.
Acres. I can just go do what I want to do on.
What state?
I don't know. Probably Indiana, where we're gonna end up living.
Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. Next question. You hear a sound at night. Who jumps up first? Sound downstairs. Weird noise. Who jumps first?
It depends.
I tend to miss every noise, and my wife always tells me how I miss every noise. That's why I'm bringing this up.
You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. And go. Me. That's kind of what I expected to be quite honest.
I'm a light
If
sleeper.
it's a baby noise, I can sleep through that all day. Any funny noises outside or something,
Yeah.
I'm protecting the house.
So we agree, but there's
Yeah.
different things.
So I usually get like pushed when there's because my wife, I feel like she never sleeps fully. Like she always hears everything that's happening. But 2 days ago, my dog started just howling and ran out of the room and went downstairs, and I got up and somehow put slippers on and ran downstairs. I didn't wake up until I was downstairs and wonder why the hell I followed her. There was nothing going on. She was barking at absolutely nothing, and then I woke up when I walked upstairs. Anyway,
Like I said, the babies
You're the
make a noise.
protector.
The babies make noise. She sleep light. Like
Yeah.
she's up.
Yeah.
But any other time she's snoring and I can't even get her to wake up. Like, yo, stop. Like I'm nuts. Like Jenny, she wake up like, what? Like you snoring? Like I am. Like yes. Like,
they don't believe this, no. I know.
I videoed her and showed her. She believes now.
All right. Next question. Who's the better cook? I feel confidence in that one.
Oh,
All right, ready when you guys are.
obviously me.
All right. Fair enough. So do you hunt anything? Well, I know you hunt and bring home food, but is that like one of your top things to cook? Or no, is that a Corey thing?
I'm incorporating it more. It's finding the right recipes, but we cook all different things. But venison is something that
Fuego.
I'm learning how to cook, but it's good.
It's fuego.
It's not the easiest to cook.
Right. All right. You're watching a holiday movie. Who gets choked up first? A sappy holiday movie, of course.
It could be a happy holiday movie.
All right, go whenever you're ready. Okay. All right.
He has no feelings.
It could be Home
first of
Alone and
all.
she gonna start crying.
I'm emotional.
Very.
So
That's all right. Well, I was watching Marley and Me with my wife one time, and I started like I got to go to the kitchen. Hold on.
I haven't watched that, but I heard it's.
I've had one movie
bad
we
one.
watched. It did jerk a tear before. What movie was that? When you was like, are you felt like it was kind of
I don't even think it was a movie. I feel like it was a commercial.
That was no. Shut up. Don't disrespect me on camera.
It was a hunting commercial. You got very.
Well, even long enough to get my feelings aroused.
All right, we're halfway here. Who's the most competitive? And not when it comes to fighting, just in general. And go. Ooh, me and equal. All right.
We are equally as competitive. You're just mistaking it that you always win.
No,
The
I know what you mean.
competitions.
I feel like sometimes you like it's not a competition. As for me, I'm like, yes, it is. Everything is a competition.
Everything is a competition.
Yeah, that's true. You do think everything.
Yeah,
And
we're
I only get mad because I lose.
I get like one of my teammates got a daughter who was a couple days behind mine, and she did something first. I'm like, we got to start training. She's like, it's not a competition.
Like,
Yes,
it's
it is.
A baby.
Yeah,
They
like-
don't need to train.
They train him. He trains his daughter. He holds her legs and works her core. There's a time to do that with mine.
Got the baby planking. That's hilarious. Who gets more hype when watching a fight? Are you guys big fight watchers?
Yeah.
Okay. Who gets the most hype? Who's in the corner over there shadow boxing during a fight?
Well, shadow boxing's always going to be him, but.
Ready? Her, me. All right. Okay. Do you get like the anxiousness when the fight's about to start, when it's a fight you've been looking forward to seeing?
Yes. You know that noise, the music that they play in the UFC when they're about to announce the tail of the tape?
Mm-hmm.
It like makes me sick because it reminds me of when you fight. But I'm more of a fight fan than Corey is.
Yeah, I watch fighting because of my career. I love learning and studying. She gets to the point she gets annoying sometimes, like trying to break down stuff during the fight. I just be like, shut up.
Do you guys argue on opinions during the fights a lot? Like, do you guys have different point of views at all times?
No, we usually agree on fighting.
Okay.
I mean, when your husband's like one of the top, it's kind of hard to disagree with what he says. So, I mean, the reason why I'm this good.
But you were an amateur fighter, Jenny, or did you become pro ever?
No, I was amateur.
Okay, so you have the chops too. So
I started training when Corey did.
Oh.
So
I met her. She was the first person I met when I walked into the gym. She was working the front desk.
Is this true?
Then years later, we ended up. She started her podcast. She asked me to come on when I was back home visiting, or back in Milwaukee visiting, and then
I've been doing this for a while.
We've been kicking it ever since, and moved to Jersey, and that was it.
Damn. All right. Well, that's a good story. Yeah. All right. First to cheat on a diet. You've been doing really good. Who's the first one who's gonna break?
You're gonna say me.
I don't know, because
you don't really diet.
Gummy bears
is a cheat.
Let them pop out. It's a wrap. I give up.
Corey doesn't have the diet super strict.
Well, he went from 300 to what are you walking around at? Like 220 or something?
235.
235. Is it easy for you to make 205?
Huh?
Is it easy for you to make 205?
I mean, it's discipline.
He's not the biggest 205er. He had to put weight on. So
I used to walk around like 212. Then I started lifting and getting big, and it's mostly I can just get the water weight off pretty because I sweat so much.
Yeah.
So I just start uptaking my water intake and work out a lot, and it's pretty much just falls off.
I wish I could say the same.
Think about it and it happens.
Oh, stop.
All right, we got 3 more.
Give me 2 more pages.
What does Corey do to drive you crazy?
Oh.
So you can vote. That was a long answer. She needs 2 papers, front and back. Let me see. Messy and trail
cameras and batteries.
So wait, all right. So
I mean, the trail cameras is like his part-time job. That contributes to the mess. So he's constantly has packages with cameras to put in the woods and batteries laying everywhere constantly. So that's kind of the right answer, but he's messy with everything.
I guess it's like Christmas every day at my house. So like with the sponsors and people sending me stuff to try, every time I come home from the train, there's like a porch full of boxes. I just bring them in the house. I either open them and use them, or I just leave the boxes there because I know what's in there and I don't want to put it away. And if I open it, you're just going to leave this stuff everywhere? So I leave the boxes just stacked at the door. That's my way of, I don't have to put them away. I don't know where to put them. So the boxes take over the house and she gets really upset. And
you just got to start hiding these cams. As soon as all the boxes come, just hide them in the garage. We'll get to them at some point.
But she get there before I do. And then the garage is the gym and we both use it. So we can't just stack them in there. So we just use the house.
That's why we need a new house.
And more land.
Exactly.
Who has the better taste in music?
Oh.
Ready?
Dang.
Equal. Me. Wow.
Yeah.
You just like old ass Frank Sinatra and Billy, people that was singing before our parents were alive.
I like the classics. But as far as modern music, we like the same.
We like the same thing. Old school hip hop. We don't listen to the new day trash. She listens to like old.
Yeah, we do have a lot
symphony
of the same
stuff.
taste.
It's like, what are you listening to?
All right, best old school hip hop artist. Go. Who do you like?
Well, I mean,
are we Tupac or are we Biggie? What are we? Or neither?
Like better.
I like them both. They told different stories. You know, it's about the story. Nowadays, I don't like rap. There's no story. It's just mumble. It depends on what they was rapping about. You know what I mean? Like Nas, like
one of my Illmatic's one of the best
Nas, right there. I'm gonna say Nas would be my favorite, if anything.
Really?
Yeah, me too.
I liked him, but I don't know. There was something about I don't know. I'm a Tupac fan. My wife likes Biggie. So there's always that
I want you to go back and listen to Nas Rewind. And just,
that's fantastic. Where the bullet goes in the gun and the whole deal.
But he's singing the song backwards.
In reverse. I know.
You can rap a song in reverse and everything hit like that. That's when I knew, like, this dude is crazy.
No, he's super talented. He is. But he faded out. He should have kept on going.
Yeah, he doesn't have
he's no Jay-Z. He's no Jay-Z.
It's like a quality over quantity.
Right. We're all anti-Kanye, I'm assuming, based on these comments.
Oh, what do you mean anti-Kanye? I've been rocking a late registration for like the last month.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I love old Kanye stuff. The new stuff, I don't know, dude. I can't get behind it.
Oh, I like pretty much everything in the 2000s and back.
Yeah.
After that, it was kind of like hit or miss.
I agree. That's when we start sounding old. Just wait until your kids are a little older. How old are your kids? I know you have a baby, but the other one is how old?
2 and 8 months.
Babies.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So when they get a little older and you start, talking like old people, back in the day.
We already got them listening to the old school, so they're gonna. That's the same. I'm the youngest of 4, and it's just I know the music they listen to. My older brothers and sisters grew up to, so I don't know how to understand the new day stuff because I never listened to it.
Speaking of, we should have a really good Super Bowl halftime, right? Isn't this going to be Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and it's going to be a bunch of people?
Oh, really?
That should be good.
No,
it's Snoop's new album.
It's going to be like 5 or 6 people from back in the day. Anyway, all right. Last question: most overrated Thanksgiving food. What do you hate? What does everybody like that you hate? I hate cranberry sauce. I'll put it out there.
What? Well, cranberry sauce is a thing you put on the stuffing. It's not an individual.
That a food.
It's part of the food. Part of the important. Okay, anything on a Thanksgiving table. How about that? What do we got?
You better not disrespect my children. How much?
All right. So explain this to me, because is that what you make?
Overrated if people don't like it.
Chitlins is the y'all. You probably never heard of chitlins, have you?
Oh, I have, but I haven't had it.
They fuego. I'm taking the bowl to her aunt the day after Thanksgiving because she's curious. They're good.
It's a joke.
It's a delicacy.
He always wants me to make it, and I
never make it.
But I don't know how. Your mom would have to teach me.
It's easy. YouTube.
I also don't want to.
And we get to the truth. That's hilarious. All right. Listen, we're done with the game. I appreciate you guys being a good sport about it. Can you do me a favor and call out one person or 2 people, since there's 2 of you, that you challenge to be on the show? Who do you think it's worth for our people down here in Philly to witness on the show?
I think y'all should do a duo with Caitlin and Kyle Sermon. Oh, is that the last name? Sermonero. There you
Blonde
go.
fighter.
Blonde fighter. And
Caitlin Chugagian?
Yep.
All right, there you go. All right, so that's the challenge. I'm going to put it out there.
They have their own podcast.
They do. They have the burning boats, burning bridges.
Yep.
Yeah.
Were you guys were just on that, weren't you?
I was on there.
Corey was.
2 weeks ago.
Awesome. How was that experience? Good.
It was fun. They had a new setup, kind of like the little couch lounge. The first time they did it, it was good energy. Me and Caitlin, we grew up in the sport together. When I got to Jersey, she was an amateur, and I went to her first pro fighting. So we trained a lot with me, her, and Mark Henry, because we were so new to it. He made us work together a lot, all the way until we both got to UFC and had to get different schedules. So, it's been up there at a different, like something different outside of fighting and working with her again. It was fun. A lot to last, bringing back memories. When we was talking about the way we started, it just resonated back to the beginning.
That's awesome. Well, I haven't checked that out yet, but I will. I'll pass on the clip. Maybe you can put in a good word for us, and we can get her on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Guys, thank you very much for being on. Enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Thank you for having us.
You know, do your hunting, relax, enjoy your peace, and then once you're back in action, we can't wait to see you perform and get that belt, man.
You guys in Philly, right?
We're considered Philly, but we shoot out of Haddonfield, New Jersey, so it's South Jersey.
I'm about to start coming back down there to work with Daniel Gracie and Sean Brady.
So that's our guys. That's basically the root of the. Thanks to their support, it's kind of how we continue to slowly grow, because we're very close to Daniel Gracie and John Marquez and all their stable of fighters. Which, like I posted recently in a reel, the Philly talent is coming out strong. We're looking good.
Alan King and I were just talking about that, how it's Philly's growing the
We are.
in the UFC, and
Daniel Gracie got a bunch of killers coming up. I can tell you that. I was out there training for the Johnny Walker fight. There's a lot of amateurs like I was sparring with that was giving good work. And those guys, that was 2 years ago, so I can only imagine how good they are now.
Those guys, I'm telling you, and it's such a cool team of, they support each other so well. The highest level guys are training with the young amateurs, and they're just putting in the work. And those fucking guys grind, and girls, they grind. So it's we just get very excited anytime any of those. We have like what, Gabby, like four teams basically.
Yeah, basically.
Jonathan Webb's team and John Marquez, Daniel Gracie, Eddie Torres. There's Pat, so like Pat Sabatini, all these guys that are now finally starting to get a little bit of a draw in the UFC. These guys are just grinding every single day over here, just sharpening each other's tools. So it's very cool to see them. So whenever you come down to Philly, I would love to have you guys on. So the invite's out there, okay? Don't forget about us.
Sounds good.
See you guys.
Later.
Happy
Take care.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Enjoy. All right. That was a wrap with Corey and Jenny Anderson. I mean, do you get any more fun as a couple?
I know, they're so fun.
They're hilarious.
Love their vibes.
They have a great vibe. I didn't realize how close to our world they were. I knew they were in Jersey. I thought they were in more North Jersey, but that's nothing. It's around the corner. Well, Gabby, I must say something, and it is that we are finally we're doing a giveaway. We're finally going to celebrate our almost 1 year, which is very exciting. And we've partnered with TKO, which is TKO Cherry Hill. We're going to be giving away a ton of good stuff in about 4 episodes. I think episode 60 is what it's going to be. We're going to pick the winner, but we are giving away some good shit. Like good shit. Like if you're into boxing, if you're either into boxing or want to learn to box or know somebody who needs to sharpen their skills even further, whatever it might be the case, we have some really cool stuff to give away. So I'm excited about that. The only way to know is to go on Instagram, because I'm going to post everything actually. So when you're watching this, it'll already be out. But make sure you go to Instagram, read it again, do what it tells you to do. Very simple. It's free. There's a couple little steps you have to take to support the show, support TKO, support local fighters, and there's plenty of good prizes out there. So 4 more episodes. We're going to be pushing this thing. Don't forget, subscribe, tune in, and listen, because we're going to announce it live on the show. Cageside show on YouTube.